Here is a mindset shift that truly it changed my life, and it stems from an unfortunate universal truth, which is that time kills everything. On a long enough time frame, all of the universe will decay into a state of chaotic entropy. That is just the reality of the situation. But of all the things that time kills, one thing in particular that time kills faster than all others is inspiration. It's motivation. And this is because inspiration is nothing more than a fleeting biological reaction to dopamine being released in your brain, right? It happens very, very quickly. Now, in my experience, and the thing that really shifted in my life, like to start seeing massive results, was to understand that your probability of success in any endeavor decreases as the time between idea and execution increases. So let me say that again. When you have an idea, the more time you allow to elapse between when you have the idea and when you take action towards executing the idea, the more likely you are to fail. And so shrinking that time frame down as quickly as possible and then having an idea and acting instantly, that is a superpower. And the people who are the furthest ahead in the game of life, I found they have a bias towards action. They don't sit around waiting. They have the ability to translate inspiration into momentum almost instantly. And the key variable there is speed. Speed is everything. And this is the mindset that I really want you to understand, is that whether it's in making money, it's in relationships, it's in building a business, speed is everything. Napoleon has a really great quote. He says, the strength of an army, like power in mechanics, is estimated by multiplying the mass by the velocity. The mass by the velocity. So the two components that we have at our disposal is the mass of the work that we do and the velocity in which we do the work. So if we can do a large amount of work very, very quickly, then we have a lot of mass accelerated at a high velocity and has a very high likelihood of having massive impact. So here's how I would adapt this to the world of business, is that you need to multiply the quality of your ideas by the speed of execution. You can't necessarily increase the quality of your idea by just trying harder, right? That's going to come with time and with judgment and with discernment. And hopefully we have a process for doing that. If you watch one of the other podcasts that we've done on the decision template, how to keep a decision journal, then you can systematically improve your judgment over time. But the other variable here that I really want you to focus on today is the idea of speed of execution. Taking an idea, moving quickly towards it, and then taking massive action and trying to transmute that idea into reality and then creating momentum from that. If you can do that consistently over time and you move with urgency towards what you're doing, it's just a matter of time until you do actually start realizing your goals. And I find that when I started taking ideas and instead of sitting on them and planning everything to like the perfect nth degree or trying to get my head around gathering more information until I felt ready, the moment I started just getting an idea and then being like, okay, what can I do in the next 30 minutes? Like literally the next 30 minutes between when you have the idea, how do you take action that quickly? There's another podcast episode that I did, which is all around having a project kickoff, which is when you have an idea, I have 4 questions that I go through and I ask myself, okay, what would it look like for the next minimum viable product or step that I have to take right now? And what could I do in the next hour to get momentum, to take this idea and create it, make a reality out of it? I would highly recommend that you go watch that, because executing quickly is a skill. You'll get better the more that you do it, but having a system and a process behind you helps a lot. But that is the idea. That is the mindset shift that I want you to be thinking about this week, is as you have an idea, how can you shrink the time between when you have that idea, that eureka moment, and when you start taking meaningful action? If you can compress that into the next hour rather than into the next week, you just think about how that compounds across all the different ideas and all the different initiatives that you want to gain traction with. You will get so much further ahead than your competition, but forget that. You'll get so much further ahead of who you were had you waited. So go, stop waiting, take this idea right now, and what can you do to implement it in the next 30 minutes? Answer that question before you go on to the next podcast, and I promise you will start making progress towards your goals. I'll see you guys in the next episode, but not until you have taken this idea and you've done something with it. Don't let me down. I believe in you.